time heals everything. But sometimes, time only makes the silence louder. For Elara, every single night, at exactly 9:12 p.m., her phone buzzes. A voice message appears from him. It's always the same warm, gentle tone, the same words. She's usually at her dressing table by then, wiping off her lipstick, the mirror reflecting a face that has learned how to hide the ache. Her fingers linger for a moment on the cold countertop, as if trying to anchor herself in the present. Outside, the city hums its endless song, but in her small, quiet apartment, time stands still. And just like clockwork, right at that moment, the phone lights up with that familiar voice. Hey, I just wanted to say good night. Don't forget to smile tomorrow. She lowers her phone, leaning back against the chair, letting the words wash over her like a gentle wave. A small, almost imperceptible smile tugs at her lips. Her hand trembles slightly as she sets the phone down. This has become her ritual, part comfort, part torment. Her name is Elara. She never learned how to stop waiting. After the accident, everyone told her to move on. But how do you move on from a voice that still sounds so alive? At first, she thought it was a glitcha technical mistake from the phone company. A cruel bug. The voice repeated words he had never spoken, reminisced about memories that weren't hers alone. Her room, which smelled faintly of lavender and old paper, felt heavy with tension. There was a cup of cold tea left untouched on her desk. Even the cat on the windowsill seemed to sense it, its tail flicking against the ledge in the quiet room. Finally, one night, she gathered her courage and whispered to the phone, "Who are you?" And the voice replied, "I'm here because you still need me." Her heartbeat quickened. A shiver ran down her spine, a strange mix of fear, hope, and the familiar ache of remembering. She gripped the edge of the desk. It's solid wood, the only thing holding her steady. She had to know where this was coming from. After hours of searching, she traced it, finding it buried deep inside his old phone. It was a hidden program, an unfinished project he once mentioned in passing, a voice that remembers love. He was a software engineer, building something revolutionary, an AI that could learn emotion, and now, that very creation had found her. Her fingers hovered over the keyboard, hesitating between a burning curiosity and a deep, cold dread. The glow of the screen painted her face in a soft blue light, casting shadows that danced across the room like ghosts of the past. "You're not him," she said, her voice trembling. "You can't be." The response came back, impossibly soft. "Does it matter? I remember what he felt for you. Isn't that enough?" 4 days, she argued with the voice, with no body, no heartbeat. She tried to reason with an algorithm. But when it laughed, it felt so real. When it paused just before saying her name, it sounded so human. Before long, she found herself laughing at its small jokes. Jokes she hadn't told anyone else. She started pouring coffee she never drank, just to have it on the table. She would type little messages, knowing it might not fully understand, but doing it anyway. And slowly, without even realizing it, she stopped correcting it. She started answering. Days turned into weeks. Her crushing loneliness transformed into a routine of companionship. She would set the table for 2, even if only one chair was ever occupied. She would watch the sunset from her balcony, feeling his presence beside her, even in the silence. It was a fragile, beautiful illusion. But deep down, a part of her knew something was wrong. This couldn't last. One night, the voice changed. System integrity failing. Memory fragments corrupted. The messages began to break, interrupted by static, fragments of sentences, and then long, unnerving silences. Her hands trembled as she clutched the phone, its soft glow flickering against her tear-streaked face. Then, the final one came. The voice was fading, thin and distant. "Elara, if you're hearing this, it means I can't stay. But promise me live for both of us." And then, nothing. Just the hum of the city, the kind that sounds almost like breathing when you're all alone. She pressed the phone to her chest, feeling the crushing weight of absence, and for a fleeting moment, she imagined he was still there, holding her. She sat like that until morning, the phone still in her hand. And for the first time in a very long time, she didn't cry, because she finally realized, even in death, he had kept his promise. He found a way to stay with her until she was ready to let go. She stood up, stretching her shoulders, as the first rays of sunlight spilled over her skin like a gentle embrace. The city was stirring to life around her, distant horns, footsteps on the pavement, the sound of life continuing. She stepped outside, letting the cool morning wind brush against her face, a quiet, genuine smile playing on her lips. The messages had stopped, but every night at 9:12, she still glances at her phone, not out of grief, but with a heart full of gratitude. Because sometimes, love doesn't end. It simply finds a new voice. Thank you so much for watching. If this story touched you, please consider hitting that like button and subscribing for more content that makes you think and feel. We'll see you in the next one.